Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I wanted to talk about a more difficult subject that I've been thinking about talking about for a while, and something that's been on my mind. And recently I've just kind of been, I got reminded of this subject because I was looking at like a Britney Spears meltdown, and I saw while she was going through all these issues and her VMA performance and just how disgusting some gay men were just tearing her down. And I've seen this in real life, dealing with toxic gay men, especially at university. I saw it where gay men seem to feel they have the right to bring down women and degrade women. They feel like they somehow have a right because they're gay and they can get away with it. And sadly, a lot of women allow them to get away with it because they're gay and they feel like they're safe around them. Disclaimer: not all gay men are toxic. Gay men aren't, I feel like, in my opinion, aren't gonna ever be as like, I guess, dangerous to women as like some straight men can be. Like, gay men aren't gonna, aren't going to, anyone can do anything really, but statistically, straight men can rape and abuse women far more than violent-wise. Gay men aren't really going to do that to women as much as straight men. So anyway, but we can't deny that there is a misogynistic problem within the gay community, and I feel like it's not spoken about enough. So I wanted to make this video just to talk about it and vent off my feelings, basically. So throughout this video, I'll probably be using a few terms that you've never heard of before, such as homonormativity, heteronormativity, and feminiphobia. So definitely get your phone at the ready. So anyway, the first thing I want to get into is dating apps. So this isn't, I'm not just covering misogyny with this video. I'm going to be covering racism, I'm going to be covering body shaming, I'm going to be covering transphobia. I'm going to be covering basically everything that feels a bit toxic about the gay community. So anyway, the first thing I want to talk about is dating apps. Literally, oh my god. So I always get frustrated when I go on dating apps. I'll probably at least have an argument with a person a day, especially on Grindr. If I'm on Grindr a lot. As in, obviously at the moment I have no life because we're in quarantine, I have no job and I'm jobless, so my life's literally just like TikTok, YouTube, working out, job applications, dating app. So anyway, but I've always had issues with Grindr because I'm a feminine guy. So basically in the gay community, because we live in a heterosexual world, white, supremacist, masculine, heterosexual world, a lot of gay men still try to adhere to this way of living, which is called homonormativity. So basically, in society, right, you have heteronormativity, which is our world is basically, that's how we function. Straight people have the benefits. Straight white people have the benefits of society. And people are going to be like, oh, I'm a straight white man and I have depression and life's hard. That's fine and that's valid, and everyone has issues, but I'm just saying on the whole, people of colour, people of sexuality, people of fat, there's more obstacles throughout life due to the heterosexual white dominance masculine world we live in, right? So basically what I was going to say for that is that because I'm a feminine man who's also gay, and I'm also mixed as well, so I'm part Caribbean for those who didn't know, there'll be more obstacles for me than, for example, if I was just white and gay and masculine. So it's easier to go through life being like that than it is being mixed and being feminine in the gay community, because basically the most oppressed people are like trans, black, gay people, or I guess straight, I don't know. Because a lot of gay men feel the pressure to fit into the straight world, so a lot of them are very, it's just internalised homophobia, because when we've been brought up, like one of the worst things you could be was gay. So a lot of gay men grow up kind of still trying to appeal to like a straight way of life. So for example, that's like, oh, feminine guy, no, ew. And sometimes it could be a black guy and it could be a fat guy. It's the ideal, the heteronormative way of living, which, like I've said to you guys, is a straight masculine white man. That's like the ideal. That's the that's the period, the wankers. And the word that I'm going to use now is feminiphobia, where a lot of gay men, as well as a lot of people, are very feminiphobic, especially of men, because essentially, if you're a man and you sleep with another man, that's like a feminine thing to do in society, because obviously a man is supposed to dominate a woman. I'll say supposed, by the way, this is very loosely, I'm just talking about how people view the world. This is no way how I view the world at all. I'm only talking about this because of all the education I've had and all the research I've done, and I just want to make this video to kind of make things a bit clearer. So anyway, back to social media and dating apps, okay? Thank you, Nathan. So you'll go on there, and I always have issues with, for example, it's happened quite a few times now where I'm talking to a guy, and we get on really well, I think he's attractive, he thinks I'm attractive, and then I might link into my Instagram or something, or my WhatsApp, and my profile picture is me with makeup on. And he'll basically see me with makeup on, and then he'll reject me, and all of a sudden he wouldn't be interested. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, you wear makeup, I'm not into that. I was like, well, when I meet you, I'm not going to wear makeup anyway. I'm not going to waste this money on an amazing face for you to just lick it off, kiss and everything. Like, I'm not going to waste my makeup on that. So when I meet you, I'm not going to wear makeup anyway. Anyway, so as soon as I appear a bit feminine, they're not interested, and they go off. Which I'm fine with. I don't care, I'm just going to be myself regardless. Like, I can get laid still anyway, so whatever. Could I get laid more if I wasn't into makeup and feminine, whatever? Yeah, probably, but I don't give a shit, so that's just me. So that's just an issue of how gay men are misogynistic, because it comes from this fear of the feminine and how they still view femininity as inferior to masculinity, which is still the superior. That's how they view it as. So if you're feminine, that's less than. It's like, ew, don't like that, or no, like that's gay. Because that's literally what it comes down to, because it's based just how straight men view gay men. That's like, what's feminine, ew, even if they're acting feminine or not. Some, obviously not everyone. You got to remember, guys, when I talk about things, I'm not meaning it like as a whole. It's just kind of like how I'm just trying to explain things. So that's an issue that I find a lot, and really frustrates me. It's just how because they're internalising their homophobia on who they're attracted to. Because I had this argument with this black guy on there. I was talking to him, we got on really well. He found I was attractive. I thought he was attractive, and he was like, I think I sent him a picture of me with like bleach blonde hair, because I was and all of a sudden he thought, oh, he wasn't interested anymore because he's not really into camp guys, whatever. I was like, hello, you wanted to bang me a second ago before I sent you a picture of me bleach blonde. So I said that's the problem you need to go and work out. Just because you fast feminine, you're not interested in him anymore, so you need to go and work on yourself, honey. And he just started giving me mouth. I was like, what's like me turning around to you and be like, I'm not interested because you're black. I'm not interested because you're black. Like, I'm sorry, I don't care how you look at it. People can, people hide their discrimination behind like preferences. It's like, well, that, for example, with this guy, you were attracted to me until you thought that was feminine. So that just says to me it's more than a preference. It's like an internalized issue you need to go and deal with. So yeah, anyway, and another one is body shaming. I can't stand it, because this is not just to gay men. Obviously, this is like so many people. Like, I actually feel like body shaming is the one that people get away with the most, because it's so under the radar. Like, people stand up to racism, people stand up to homophobia, but people don't stand up to a fat person getting slagged off. But people don't stand up to that as much, and that really infuriates me. I feel like that needs to be spoken about more, and it is now with body positivity and stuff, only in the past like 5 years. Yeah, so come back to the whole heteronormativity, homonormativity. So heteronormativity basically is just like heterosexuality seen as the norm, and homonormativity is the equivalent to the heterosexual meaning. However, it means, so it's gay people that fit into a heterosexual kind of way of life. So come back to that. What that means is it'll be like two white masculine men who are together. That's more acceptable to straight people because they still appeal to like a masculine white straight man, but they just are obviously gay and into men, but it's not obvious because they're not feminine. Does that make sense? So they kind of pass more in the straight world compared to someone like me who's feminine and will happily go out with makeup and drag and gives her a fuck. That annoys the heterosexual way of life far more than if I was just masculine and dyed my hair, I kept my hair brunette and didn't wear makeup and was boring as fuck basically. And I had a boyfriend who's also white and boring as fuck. I would pass more, and people would just be like, oh, it's just, he's just gay, he's just into that, whatever. But if I'm walking around with makeup on and everything else, it's like, oh my god, that's an issue. It's hard because I know a lot of people are going to look and watching this, some especially straight people who don't understand, and they'll just be like, oh, I don't get that, that's not how it is at all, but it is. Especially in my example that I told you guys, and I even face it off gay men a lot on social media and stuff, and I even get racism as well because I'm mixed. They say, what am I mixed with? And if I say Caribbean, I've had a few guys say I'm dirty and all this dumb shit. Why I think it frustrates me the most is because I think I used to think of the gay community as like this accepting place where everyone's open-minded and everyone can be themselves and there's no judgment, but it's totally the opposite. And don't get me wrong, it's a lot safer, it's a lot better than the straight world for a gay person. Well, there's a lot of issues that obviously need to be resolved. And I think we should talk about that more, and we should bring awareness to it more. And also a lot of gay people need to take accountability for their actions sometimes and understand that they still need to get educated, they're just wrong, or it's just coming from a place of insecurity, such as body shaming or being misogynistic and sexually objectifying women for entertainment. You know, stuff like that. It's just like you're just being stupid, you're being dumb, you're being toxic, you need to address that. Because there's an interesting thing that I was watching where women have always been there for like the gay men, and it was always been like the ally. Like when the AIDS crisis hit, like in the 80s, there's loads of lesbians and women who are just helping gay men, and gay men haven't necessarily been there for women in the same kind of way. I'm not 100% sure how true that is. However, from my knowledge and everything I've read, I can kind of see that to a degree. If you look at celebrities, for example, and also, you know, this is a thing, like if you know, it's always white, gay, masculine kind of looking, when I say that, gender conforming looking men. If you can still be feminine, but if you like wearing makeup or drag or whatever, then you're definitely seen as more of an outcast than if you're just like gay, white, and you know, gender conforming. So anyway, so you know, if you look at obviously RuPaul's a new thing, and that's all come in like the recent few years, and you know, that's why as toxic as drag can be, which is another subject, but you know, because drag in itself can just be very toxic while we're there. But what I'm going to quickly say about RuPaul is, you know, he's obviously come through and drag and makeup, and he's pushed it, so he's made the society a lot better. And then it's also kind of made things more aware of just how toxic the gay community is as well, like within the more minor things that people kind of didn't really know until RuPaul kind of blew drag up. So there's things such as drag queens often refer to themselves as like fishy. I mean, they say like cunt and stuff. I see the word cunt as more of like, that's just like saying fierce, that's just like, you're cunt. Like, I don't really see that as like really being that misogynistic to females in a way. But then I guess it is, but for me it's like, it's a different word and it has different meaning, I don't know. But stuff like fishy, you know, oh, you smell a tuna, all this like dumb stuff drag queens and gay men can say, is just really out of order. It's just because it's referring to a female's vagina basically. And if they look like a passing female, they're fishy. So if that isn't misogynistic and doesn't say to you how misogynistic the gay community can be and how drag queens can be, like, what else do you need? So yeah, and another thing with the drag community, they're really funny about women doing drag. Like, let's be realistic. RuPaul's Drag Race, great. Where's the drag kings? Where's the woman on there? You know, RuPaul himself is transphobic, or has been in the past. Maybe it's different now. But however, all the drag queens that come onto the show still are men in drag. They're not trans females. You know, because he said a dumb comment like how if you've transitioned, then it's kind of like you're cheating in a way, or something, because the body transitions and stuff. And I was like, hello, most of the gay men on the show have like plastic surgery, fake asses, like what's the difference between that and somebody who's undergone surgery for gender reassignment? Okay, you've still got a dick, that's probably about it. Everything, you know, I'm just like, hello, they've all had surgery, half of them anyway. That just is how transphobic drag culture can be anyway, and how misogynistic it can be, and how it's kind of like a man's sport and women aren't invited to it, which is complete bullshit. There's a good artist that I was really into called Victoria Sin. You can check it out if you want. But she's a woman who does drag, and she was talking about how kind of fearful she was of starting doing drag in this male-dominated environment where they're all funny with her because she was a woman doing drag. When to me, drag is just an artistic expression. You can do whatever you want, Yes, you play on femininity, but that's what you play on, femininity. You're not mocking women, or you're not playing on women, it's just femininity, because that's such a powerful thing in a masculine dominated world, is to embrace femininity. So if you can throw that in people's faces, well done, go for it. And you know, people can do that, and playing on gender roles, I think that's all amazing, and everyone should be doing it. And there's no one's better than the other, no gender's better than the other, no whatever, you know, it's just everyone should be able to, it should be all inclusive, and everyone should be able to do what they want. Anyway, coming back to misogynistic, how gay men can be misogynistic. Anyway, so how gay men can be really misogynistic is if you look at like big gay kind of like celebrities, for example, Andy Cohen, I don't know you say his name, don't really care. Paris Hilton. Oh, that guy he's so disgusting to me. Anyway, so you have these gay men who literally their whole careers have just been based on policing women's appearances, slut shaming, body shaming, sexually objectifying women for entertainment, and they've all gotten away with it all this time because they're gay. So it's like, oh, it's fine. And it's not, it's just disgusting, and how damaging that could be to some females. And I would be so embarrassed to be any of these people. Paris Hilton's an extreme version. Andy Cohen kind of, in his interviews, if people will be like, oh my God, you know, what you on about? Like the Housewives, when he interviews some of them, he can try and twist things to make them seem like, oh, they're like a lesbian relationship, or, you know, all this enjoyment, which is weird because that's exactly what straight men do. And he's doing it for entertainment. Obviously, straight men do it because I guess they're like some, I don't know, sexual fantasies, some shit, I don't know. So, and it's exactly the same thing. And gay men need to be more aware of it and need to respect women more. That's all. That's kind of the point of this video. That's what I'm trying to get across, is that gay men just need to respect women more, and should be aware of their influence, and that women often let them get away with it because, you know, they feel safe around gay men because, you know, gay men are safer to be around than most straight men. So yeah, guys, that's kind of, you know, that's kind of what I was trying to get across with this video, and I feel like hopefully I've spoken about everything I wanted to get off my chest. But you know, these people like Paris Hilton and stuff, their whole career is based on just bashing women for entertainment and acting like they're really amazing, they know everything about women and their appearances and their careers and stuff. I just think it's really disgusting, really embarrassing. And you know, the shit that he said in the past would never fly now. I know that for sure. Yes. Anyway, guys. Hopefully, you know, we're coming into a new age, and I feel like, yes, it's great that we're talking about how toxic heterosexual men can be, how we live in a masculine, white-dominated society, and how this is great. But obviously, there's loads of little cracks, if you look beneath that need to be resolved as well, like in the gay community, in the black community, like colorism, all these things all need to be addressed. So yeah, anyway, guys, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is kind of just a rant and something I want to talk about, the issues within the gay community, and yeah, I hope you guys learned something from it, and I hope it made sense, because I know I can rant sometimes and if not fully thinking things through, but I feel like I've thought about what I want to say in this video, so hopefully it makes sense. So anyway, guys, like and subscribe for more, hit the bell notification to be notified when I put a new video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video and you stick around for more. So yeah, bye guys. Mwah.